Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is RJ. So today we're going to be taking a first look at Gala games. We're going to be also looking at the Gala token and the weekly competitions this platform has and how much you can earn. So keep watching. Okay, and welcome to another video. And remember, if this is your first time visiting my channel and you want to learn more about how to earn cryptocurrency for free, about cloud mining sites, crypto investments, and lots of other crypto related stuff, hit that subscribe button and don't forget to tag that notification bell so you're alerted to all my latest content as it comes online. Okay, so here we are in my Gala Games account. Now, many of you might be wondering why all of a sudden I'm doing a video on this. I know many of you have talked about it, dropped me messages and posts all about Gala Games and TownStar and all that kind of thing, and pretty much I haven't really responded, and if I have, probably not in a positive way. Now, the reason why we are doing this now, basically, I don't want to bore you too much. I got into this in 2019. Now, in 2019, it was, I mean, they still class it as beta version, but it was in even more of a beta version back in 2019. And obviously, they talked about the prizes and all this stuff that you could get if you finished in the top 100 at that time. So, for quite a while, I did participate in the competitions and I was regularly getting in that top 100, but essentially, because it was so early on in the sort of development of the game, they actually weren't giving out prizes. So even though they were sort of talking about it and sort of, you know, if you finish in the top 100, what you would receive and all this lot, I never received anything. But like I say, back then, it was so early in the development, there was a lot, you know, they were just sort of almost asking people to use the game and then report bugs and all this kind of stuff to help the process of development of this game. Anyway, trying to cut a long story short, now we're looking at 2 years later, they are now actually giving the prizes to those people that are ended up in that top 100. And those prizes are pretty significant. We're talking about thousands of dollars. Not so much as there was in the May Mayhem competition, but there is still a considerable amount of crypto being given away if you can finish in that top 100. Now, basically, we have a new competition coming up in the next 3 or 4 hours, which I am gonna partake in, see how well I get on. Admittedly, we're 2 years down the line. When I was playing, there was only a few thousand people using the platform. Now there's a lot more, and also obviously those people have spent probably a lot more time than I have using the game. They know all the sort of the hints and the tips and all of the pitfalls and things you shouldn't do, all the shortcuts, all this lot. So I don't know really how well I'm going to do, but what we're going to do is we're going to quickly talk about the game, look at the game, talk about the Gala token. So Gala Games is basically the people that brought you Farmville, which many of you probably know. I believe you could play it on your mobile phone. I think it even appeared on Facebook and stuff like that. So it was a massive, absolutely massive game. Now the people, like I say, that are behind Gala Games are those same developers. And now what they've done is they've developed this gaming platform on the Ethereum network. So basically, it is a blockchain gaming platform. They have multiple games. If we drop into the game section, you can see that TownStar, which is the one that we're going to be looking at in a bit, that really is their sort of most well-known game. It has been around the longest. It was the first one they released, but they have got these other up-and-coming projects as well. Echo Empires looks really, really interesting. Fortified, I'm not really that keen on it, but the RPG of Miradus also looks very, very interesting. I'm not sure if the following 3 will have weekly competitions, the same as TownStar does, but personally, if you're looking to play the games, I will just say that I think Miradus, Fortified, and Echo of Empires are the type of games very similar to Kings of Avalon and stuff like that. So essentially you build up your town, your city, or whatever, but there is the chance that other players essentially can come and conquer you and basically destroy all the hard work you've put into that. TownStar, you can't do that. It is just literally just like Farmville. You build up a town, you build up farms that they produce products. You then sell the products, blah 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 blah. All that, very simple, very easy, very relaxed. Nothing too stressing, like, you know, am I going to do this and then the next thing I'm going to come back tomorrow and find that my whole city has been absolutely obliterated by some other person. TownStar is not like that, so that is why I like it as well. So if we click home, like it says, they have weekly competitions, basically build a town, compete with friends, win Gala, which is the gaming token, their in-game token. And just like Engine, Gala Games is basically using one token across multiple games. So you could win Gala from any of these games that I've just showed you, and then if you want, you can then purchase items from their shop. So if you go into inventory, so this is obviously would be the coins that we have. So you can deposit Ethereum, you can deposit BAT, but you win Gala and you can mine box coin in the games. I'm not sure, like I say, about the other 3 games, but in TownStar you can definitely mine box coin. There are box coin mines actually dotted around the map, and it's quite funny because they actually use the real world map. So, you know, you're not just looking at a fantasy made up world, you are actually looking at the map of the world and sort of where people have placed their various towns and all that kind of stuff, which is, it does make it very interesting. Another thing you can get into is that they actually basically, because this is on the blockchain, very much like Bitcoin, they rely on nodes. So people like myself or you or whatever can go and purchase a node. You have that running. You'll also earn Gala for having a node. So basically, if you've got like a decent, relatively decent laptop that you're not using, you can set up a node on that. You can get it running. And basically, if you just leave it running, you will earn basically Gala through that, which will get deposited into your account. And then if you want to, obviously when you're playing the games, you can go into the various shops and stuff like that. And like if we go visit store here, you can scroll down and you can buy all these things. And the cool thing is these are NFTs, so which is non-fungible tokens, but they're, as we know, NFTs can represent real things, even in the real world. So they can represent art, they can represent a lot of things, but in this game they represent buildings or water towers and all this kind of stuff. But the great thing is, if you actually have these, you can use them in TownStar and they don't actually cost you anything. So you can plonk them down somewhere, then you go, oh, I've put that in the wrong place, and then you can move it. Now if you'd bought that in TownStar and then you needed to move it, one, it'd cost you to buy it from the actual game shop, the TownStar shop, and then if you wanted to move it, it would cost you to move it. So if you've got them as NFTs, you can just use them wherever you want, plonk them down, move them around. And so that is something else that is really cool that Gala Games is doing. And like I say, just like Engine, this token is going to be used across multiple games. That means as a token, it is going to get widely used, which is then quite easily will start pushing up that price of Gala. Now, on a point of that, if we go into Etherscan, so this is Gala, and we have the contract here. So if we go copy contract, and then we go into Atomic Wallet, we go add by contract, and then there you go, and then you go add token. Then if we go back to our wallet, and then we type in Gala, there we go. Okay, so it's not actually giving us the actual specs or anything like that at the moment, so we're not sure in here what it's worth. But if we go back to Etherscan, you can see it's not worth a whole lot right now, but it's one of these things. This is very similar, like I say, and Engine, I speak about Engine all the time. About 4 or 5 years ago, Engine was absolutely nowhere. No one had heard of it, nothing. So, and 2 months ago, it was at $3. So Gala is currently, okay, so we're not even at 1 cent. So you could actually, if you wanted to say participate in TownStar, you could go and buy yourself a load of Gala, drop it into your TownStar account, and then you could actually purchase things from the shops to get you started if you wanted to. If you're confident with playing the game, obviously you can partake in one of the competitions. If you get in that top 100, you will get a nice drop of Gala into your account anyway. So that's going to be really cool if we do that, because that is what we're going to be looking to do. So basically, when you come in here, if you go play now, this is what we will currently see. So basically there are 2 servers available. I'm not sure why that is showing part of my active screen and part of the inactive screen. So basically you've got, this is the weekly competition. So we have 3,000 people in there at the moment, and that's going to start in 3 hours. Okay, I've been tinkering around in the free, because there is a free, you can come on here and basically learn how to do it for absolutely free. Obviously participating in the competition is free as well, but what I'm saying is if you want to come in here, hone your skills, understand, get all the hints and tips, learn how to do this, you can just come into the free server. There's 14,000 people you could compete against in there and just get an idea of how to play the game. Now if we quickly click on the return button here, I'll show you what I've been doing over the last, well, since late yesterday afternoon. Okay, so this is my town. So basically what you would start with is essentially just this single road here. There wouldn't be the windmill, there would be 2 fields of wheat. Okay, so that is basically where you start, and you'll have 1 farmer, and he will collect the wheat and drop it into this silo. You'll have your truck that is here to basically sell your wheat to begin with. And basically this silo will hold 20 items. 10 items. No, sorry, 20 items. I clicked on the wrong thing. So 20 items. We currently have 18 sugar in there at the moment, so we have room for 2 more. But as you can see, our guys at the windmills are busy collecting the sugar cane, refining it, and then turning it into actual sugar. So obviously, like I say, you start off from basically zero, which, don't worry, you will see all this happen when I start the competition. That's what I'm saying. So basically, I'm just showing you what I've sort of been mocking up to get an idea to, because I haven't played this game since 2019, because that's when I walked away from it. And but because I'm going to try and enter into this competition today, I just thought I'd come in here for a day and just try and remember the things to and the things not to do. So just as an example, in this space here, you see this is a refinery. In this space here, I had a second refinery. But basically what happened was I hadn't sorted some other things out early enough, and I was rapidly running out of fuel, which we've got 2 cans of fuel here now. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on our trade guy. So this is the guy in our truck, and then we click on sell. This takes us into our trade depot. These are all the things we can sell. Sugar at the moment is worth the most, and we're going to click sell. Oh, click sell, and then that will go off. Now if you do this right, you'll see that when I sold that, it cost me 2 cans of gasoline. That is because I'm not quite close enough to the nearest city, because the closer you are, the less gasoline it will cost you. What you want to try to do is when you go into the world, so if we click on the world here, when you go into the world, what you want to do, as you can see, this is the real world. That is Ireland, or Northern Ireland and Southern Ireland. Let's get it right. Then you've got England, well, the UK, I guess. Well, I guess all of that's the UK, isn't it? You've got Scotland, Wales down here, and then we've got Africa here. So North America, Canada, and like I say, it represents the real world. Oops, excuse me. And then over here you've got Australia, you've got New Zealand, you've got all of Asia. So, but like I say, when you can put your city down, you can click on any square pretty much, unless the only time you can't is if you picked, say for instance, this here, because it won't allow you to click on that. It'll tell you what's there, but it won't allow you to click on that, purely because you're surrounded by mountains and there's no way that your trade truck can get out of there to sell your products. So obviously if you click on a square and it won't allow you to do something, there is a very good reason it won't allow you to do that. So just be aware of that. I personally feel that the forestry area is the best area, because you get plenty of trees, which you need lots of wood. You also get a decent amount of water, which you also need plenty of. But if you can find a forestry area, like that's a forestry area, but right on the edge of the sea, that is even better, because you're going to get unlimited supply of water. Rather than just getting it from pools or wells, you will get an unlimited supply of water because you're actually directly connected to the sea. Now, there are a lot of places around the world that you have that, that you can be in a forestry area, but you can still be on the bank of an ocean. So that's sort of like one of the big tips I would say. The other thing is depending on what you want to do, because obviously there's numerous things you can do when it comes to building up. You can just farm, so you can grow crops, you can have cows, sheep, chicken. If your final product, say you want to sell cakes or something like that, then you can do that. You can mine for metals, So if you're going to do that, you want to be near a mountain, because that's where your mine's going to end up being, is in the mountain. There is all manner of things that you can do with this program. Like, you can say create new town. So if you plonked your town somewhere down, and you weren't happy, like you realized you were too far away from the nearest town, it was going to cost you 3 or 4 gasoline, then you can basically create new town. That'll blow up your old town, and then you can start from afresh. Okay, so here we are in Gala Games once again, and we are here ready for the competition. Now, I know we are a little late to the party, I believe. If we just check the time. Okay, so we are, obviously, the competition has already started. It's saying 5 days left. And we're going to drop back in there. The population is only showing 1,305. So if it remains around about that, we probably have a very good chance at hitting the top 100. But, you know, like I say, I haven't played in a long time, so we'll see. Okay, so what we've got to do is first we want to get a good spot. So we could drop in. Is that forest area? That is forest area, and we're right near the sea as well. Okay, we're going to go there. Mooksville. Yeah, so if any of you guys out there ever want to check on my progress in here, look up Mooksville. That's what I always put my site under, or my... Okay, so the great thing is we've got water on both sides, so this actually gives us a big opportunity to do a lot of things, but we are going to stick to the basic plan of firstly getting our sugar up and running. Okay, so first let's pick some spots that our sugar will prosper without any watering. Also, as well as we've only just landed in here, let's quickly take a look at, let's have a look at the bottom. Okay, so this is the bottom 10. They are currently at 0 points. Okay, so, right, so, okay, so let's drop a one in there. I think that should hopefully be good. Okay, so that's already sprung up already. And okay, we're at 14 of those. Let's sell that. Oh man, we're miles away. Okay, so we're gonna have to, this is no good. We're gonna have to find another spot. So some of you might be confused over why I'm dropping this. Is basically you're spending too much on gas. You said three tanks of gas for one trade is no good. At the worst, you really want to be 2, but at best, you want to be only 1 can of gas per trade. That's what you're looking for. Okay, so we're on a third time lucky. We're going to go right here. I just didn't like the water being at the bottom end, as it sort of, because it's right near all those trees, and the tree areas where we want to grow our crops. Okay, so that's a lot better. It's on the right side of where we want it to be. So, okay, so we can now commence. Okay, so once again, we're going to sell the wheat. Obviously, we're in a different location, but we're in the same vicinity, so we are still selling for 1 case of gasoline, which is absolutely what we want. And then obviously we're going to be getting this wheat back up to 10. Once that's up to 10, we will switch over basically to onto sugar only. Okay, so we've got 3 fields of sugar growing there very nicely with no need of assistance, which is exactly what we want. Okay, so obviously I'm going to not go through every second of this for you. I'm sure it'll be quite long and boring for you. So I'm just going to skip along to basically the next stage, and then we'll come back. So as I talked about in the first part of the video, this lot of pond over here we can get rid of because the whole area is going to be covered in buildings, so that's going to be necessary. So we can just remove that. We won't need to add any for our water pumps to our refineries, and that is the point of trying to be next to a body of water. Okay, so far what we've done is we've now got 3 farmers. We've added a few odd roads here and there where buildings will replace. We'll have one of our windmills here. The other great thing is you'll notice about being closer to a city, obviously one is that you're only using 1 can of gas per trade, but also is that the guy driving the truck takes a lot less time to get to its destination, drop off its goods and bring your cash back. So obviously that speeds things up, which means that you are able to speed up the whole process of building your town. So the next thing I'm going to get, because I have a tendency of forgetting this thing, and without it you are a bit scuppered when it comes to your processed goods, and that is a storage place for your sugars, your flours, and your other processed goods. So we need a storage place. So we go in the shop and we go to farm. We scroll down and we're looking at this, a storehouse. So we need to get, I want to get this now because otherwise I'll just forget about it. Okay, we've still got nearly 16,000 available to us. We've still got a bit of wood, although I think this is going to take 5 wood, so we might have to get our lumberjack out pretty soon. Okay, so we got nearly 20,000. I've just sent the truck off to sell another 4,000 worth of sugar cane because we're collecting the sugar cane with 3 farmers really quickly. So what I'm going to do now is in this square is I'm going to add my first windmill. Go in here and 15,000. You'll also notice I have brought in the lumberjack as well because we were running low, and you need 5 wood for the windmill as well, and we used up 5 wood for the storage house. Okay, so also as well, just as a quick thing, you can see that we're now at 40 points. Remember, we started off with about 1,400, so 1,400 competitors in here. We are now at 895, but you've also got to realize this is early days. You've got to stay in the top, or you've got to get to the top 100 and stay there for 5 days. And I'm sure there's a lot of more experienced people that are going to be coming in and, you know, using all the tricks of the trade to get them up into those 100 spots rapidly. So we've got to get our infrastructure and our town up and running as fast as possible so we can compete. So just a bit of a hint and tip, I guess, for those of you that might be playing this game on slightly lower spec machines, what you can do is you can come into the settings right here, and then you can turn off various things. So obviously you can look at you can see the graphic quality. I have it set at medium. I can set it at high, but I don't need to. So I set it at medium. I turn the shadows off. I turn everything off. Basically, you can have the music on or not on. I mean, I'm not listening to it, so I can turn that off. I can turn the sound effects off. And basically, this will just help your PC if you're running, like I say, a slightly lower spec PC. It will help it, you know, use the platform at a good rate, at a good speed, so it's not lagging behind too much. So once your windmill is produced and built, what you want to do is go into your craft section. Now you can produce flour, salt or sugar. We're picking sugar because obviously we're growing sugar cane, and it is one of the highest selling items out there at $31,000 per 10 bags. And then once we've made that first sale, we'll start expanding our well, not our territories, but our town, and start adding more things to it. Okay, so our windmill's up and running, and if you look here, it's literally only going to take 30 seconds to create its first bag of sugar. So obviously we're looking to make 10. The slowest part of the process is basically the guy inside getting what he needs to create that sugar. So if we look here, he's got to go and collect 6 lots of sugarcane and 3 lots of wood. Now, you can speed these up by making sure you lay roads properly. And once we've got a bit more money in the bank, I will lay these roads out so they're better. Because as you can see him, as soon as he hits the grass, he really slows down. And this is obviously slowing down the whole process of basically making that sugar, getting that 10 bags and getting it sold. So in here we've got 1 bag of sugar. So yeah, we carry on, and we'll come back shortly. Okay, so we've just finished off our first batch of 10 of the processed sugar. So we just got to wait for the truck to come back, because I sent it off to sell some sugar cane, because we were basically getting a bit too much in that silo. Because remember, these buildings such as the store, the silo, it has a max of 20 it can store. The woodshed had a max of 10, and the storehouse has a max of 20 also. So obviously anything over that basically just essentially gets thrown away and wasted. So I didn't want to waste the sugar cane, so I basically sent the truck off to sell 10 of those. So that's going to give us 4,000 from that. So that's going to take us up to $9,000 in our total, and then we're going to get $31,000 from the processed sugar. Now from that, what we're going to do is we're going to purchase another windmill, get that up and running, and then once we've done that, we're also going to sell this pond here and plant another lot of self-sustaining sugarcane. So okay, so that's the we're up to 9 now. So now we're going to the sell, and we're going to pick processed sugar, and we're going to sell that for 31,500. Something that I really think is quite cool about this game is the sort of AI programming they've got in here. Is that you can see there that we have 10 full in the woodshed, but instead of the lumberjack just wasting that log he had in his hand, he realized that the windmill required wood for the process of making the sugar, and he's simply basically gone straight there and put that wood in there. So that's, you know, it's really cool that, you know, in some circumstances that the programming will allow for, you know, so things don't get wasted. And again, look, watch this here with this. He's just going to go straight to the windmill because we need 3. It's only got 1 in there, and he's going to drop that in there. Whereas if that was full, that log would literally just sort of disappear, and that would be wasted. Okay, so we're now up to 40,000. We've just had the payout. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to build a road here, just an extra bit of road. You're probably wondering why we are doing that. Now, what you've got to remember, or something you have to be aware of with this, is that buildings, especially things like windmills and the wind turbines, need to have a clear space around them. If they're too close to other buildings, they just will not function to their optimal level. So therefore, it means that it will take longer for a windmill to produce the sugar, rather than the 30 seconds it normally should take at its optimal speed. it will take maybe a minute, 2 minutes, sometimes depending on where you've put it, anything up to 3 to 4 minutes, which obviously is slowing down how fast you can get that sold. Okay, so we've put our road in, we've got our new windmill being built. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take this out, so that we've gained 5,000 there, and then we're going to put another field of sugar in there. Where are we? There we are. Okay. So we'll have 2 functioning windmills. We've got more sugar now being put in there, and then the next thing we're going to need is a 4th farmer. Okay. So once this is built, we're gonna come back and we're gonna check that out. Okay. Okay, so the windmill is now complete. That's it, and then we just got to put our worker to work at making sugar. Also, I'm not sure if I mentioned that along with buildings affecting other buildings and how they function, if you put crops too close to a building, the crops will grow a lot slower as well. So these are all things that you need to keep in mind for your strategy when you are using this game to basically try and get the most out of it and progress as fast as possible. Okay, welcome back. So there has been some quite significant changes. As you can see, we now have 5 farmers, 3 lumberjacks, basically because we have to keep up with the demand from the windmills for both timber and sugarcane. So obviously the more windmills we get, the more demand there is for timber and for sugarcane. Also as well, obviously every time we build a new building, we need timber for that as well. So you can see here we've got 3 running windmills. We are in the process of just putting in a 4th windmill. We've got $57,479 in the bank, and we have 710 points. If we go and look at the leaderboard, we are now up to 619. Remember, we are only aiming for the top 100. That is the lowest possible position you can be in and still earn the prizes. Now, those prizes are pretty cool. If you're in the top 100, if you're in 100th or up between 100 and 50th place, you will get 800 Gala coins. If you're in 1st place, you will get 30,000 Gala coins, and then everywhere in between will get various other prizes. Okay, so progress so far is I have added 2 extra sugar fields. So one here which is self-watering, and unfortunately this one isn't. It actually requires 1 bucket of water, so I've provided a well here, and then basically this farmer will come along, grab a bucket of water, dump it on there, and then that will start growing. I've also added 2 wind turbines, an oil rig, a fuel storage, and a warehouse. Also as well a worker house. Now the reason why I've done this is because using the wind turbines, building up energy for the refineries takes a very long time, but it's gonna be a while before we actually put the refineries into this town. So what I've done is I've preempted the build-up of energy, and by putting in the worker early, and then I'm hoping he's going to basically collect the energy from the wind turbines, build that up into the warehouse, and also collect the crude oil into the fuel storage as well. So then when I put the refineries in, everything's good to go. We're ready to produce petroleum and to create gasoline for our truck. At a later date, I will put a power plant in there, which means that I will be able to remove these wind turbines, because that itself will provide enough electricity for the refineries and other things around. Okay, so we're going to leave that there. Hope you found it interesting. I hope you found it enjoyable. I really like this game. I think the graphics are excellent. They're very simple, but it plays really smoothly, even on a lower spec computer. So it is a game I think that you would really like getting into, but be aware, in the early stages, it does take a bit of time to build up. Anyway, like I said, we're going to leave that there. We're going to come back and then we're going to see our progress through the next 5 days and this competition, and see if we can end up in that top 100. Okay, so if you could smash that like button, it really supports my channel, which then helps me bring more content to you. So take care, have a great rest of your week, and I'll speak to you soon. Thanks a lot. Bye.